Yo, what is up? I'm Goldie, and today we are interviewing. What's your name, beautiful?
Um, Kayla Sharice Wiley.
Hi, Kayla.
Okay.
So you go by the whole thing.
When people look me up, social media handles and stuff like that, I say my whole name.
Okay. So I don't know if you know, but today's Plug Day. So welcome to Plug Day with us. And so tell people who you are.
Well, I am a published author. I am the CEO and founder of a business, Alive Advocacy, Alive standing for aspiring to live in spite of victimized experiences, helping you advocate for yourself and others. And I am a new CEO and founder of a nonprofit called the Sanitation Sanctuary.
Okay, so how did you come up with that name?
Which one?
So hold on. How many did you name, girl? Hold on. You tell me. I need pen. So both of them. Tell me the first one that you said.
Alive Advocacy. So Alive Advocacy was after my last encounter with abuse.
Okay.
So when I was violated, I was going through a very, very rough time with wanting to live. So in that, it produced me pushing myself to be alive.
Okay.
And through my faith, because I'm a believer, and it kind of stems from Ezekiel 16, and where I'm can't even think of the exact verse, but basically God is speaking to Israel, and He just said, "Live, like I have found you polluted in your own mess, and I need you to live." So that is kind of where it kind of stems from for Alive Advocacy and advocating for myself and others. Is I can't advocate for you unless I advocate for you. And Sanitation Sanctuary is a nonprofit, which is a pantry for sanitary items for anybody that's in need. So I'm in the West End of Louisville. I'm a training facilitator, and I just did a back to school event. So of course you get the regular school supplies and all of that, but this time I kind of wanted to give a little twist, and I wanted to give some sanitary items for the people who are in need. And their response to that was, "Miss Kayla, you didn't even know that I've been sleeping in my car for the past couple of days, and I needed these items, and it was either get these items for myself or my child." And I kind of saw a need, and I kind of wanted to provoke it that way, in the sense of anybody is set up just like a food pantry, like Dare to Care. You come at specific times, and hopefully you can get what you need.
Okay, so is the pantry, is that something that stems off of the living?
It is powered. It's powered by Alive Advocacy. So the Alive Advocacy is a business. The Sanitation Sanctuary is a nonprofit.
Okay.
So yeah.
And so how long have you been in business with Alive Advocacy?
It was originally a different name, so I kind of been in business since like 2020 in general, but with it labeled as Alive Advocacy, probably like 3 years.
Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna say 2020.
Sure. Yeah.
So you said that this stemmed off of your own personal abuse.
Yes.
So how long did that take you to actually build up the courage after you got out of that situation to be like, you know what, let me be a voice to other women or other people? Like, how long was that?
So I was violated in June. I think it kind of gave me probably like six months, because I gave birth to my book within the same year.
Really?
Yeah. So like my book was low key complete until that experience, and I'm like, hold on, like I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, so you have a book.
Yes.
Now, if you only have one, or?
Yes, currently right now.
Okay. I don't want to say only because, whatever.
Right.
What is the name of your book?
The Time Is Now: My Journey from Abuse to Abundance.
Say it again.
The time is now.
Mm-hmm.
My journey from abuse to abundance.
Okay. Had to write that down, girl.
That's
Shoot.
okay.
Now, how long did you have the idea of creating the book
Mm-hmm.
before you actually said, let me write the first sentence?
Ooh, I think anything that you guys like hear even today with just like my nonprofit, the book, the business, like all of that was, the saying where it says it takes a village to, raise a child.
Yeah.
I feel like it takes a village truly to be who you are called to be and produce what you're called to produce. So like it to me, if it was only Kayla, it would have took way longer. I feel like it would have been years, but I had a great coach at the time, and she was like, "I think you need to just go ahead and push it." I'm like, "What? No, I don't think that. Like, I think I'm cool where I'm at."
She said, chill out, okay?
So with a lot of prayer and fasting and my book, the name is The Time Is Now, but it came from Esther 4:14, where it says, "You were born for such a time as this," right?
Mm-hmm.
For such a time as this, what if you are in the position that you are in right now to be a voice, right? And if you don't, your people will be delivered, but it won't be from you, and it's gonna be blood on your hands, right?
Mm.
So go ahead and speak. Basically, I'm summarizing that scripture in Esther. So yeah, and that was my courage to be like, okay, the time is now. Like I have to say it. It's not Kayla 60 years old and this happened when I was in my early 20s. It was within the same year, super frightening, super scary. And so it really didn't I fully gave birth to my book, the first version of it in December of that same year that I was violated.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so when you say violated, was this with a partner or just some random?
It was actually a man that I was on a radio show. I was asked to be on him and my friend and I. She was invited. He basically was like, "Hey, you can bring somebody else," and we both went on his radio show. So I didn't know him whatsoever, but it was like kind of a situation as such as this. I'm meeting you for the first time. It was a platform to kind of come out with my book because my book was on pre-order at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought my book was done until that last experience. That was like my last chapter. You feel like So yeah, kind of random. I was in a different state, and yeah, it was not a partner. It was just like somebody I barely knew.
Okay. Okay. Now, with the Alive Advocacy, how do you get the word out to people?
So as of right now, well, I'll start by this. Like, since 2020, I've been a life coach. And then since then, I became an author. I sell merchandise like sweatshirts with encouraging words to women who have been victimized. So I have a sweatshirt that says, "I believe you, sis." That's one of my slogans of it is not my business to know the details. Is quite frankly not really on my mind. I want you to know that you're validating your belief.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sweatshirt that says, "Live, there's more for you, sis." Um, Graves to Gardens, like little slogans like that. So I kind of get the word out by like going to, some events, but also I'm a trainer facilitator right now. So my life is really around teaching and facilitating people who are in my classroom. And right now they carry it for me.
Okay. If you could go back and give 18-year-old Kayla some advice, what would you say to 18-year-old Kayla?
Probably two things. One being, it's not going to go the way you think, and let it go.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah, like let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Let it go. at that point I was super prideful and very controlling. Yeah.
The self growth that you even are aware of that.
Yes. Oh, amen. Thank God to almost 10 years of therapy. So
10
yeah.
That's good.
Not the same person, but over time, like definitely with different, therapists, but almost 10 years there. So that definitely would be one. I think another would be it will all make sense because he always had a plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that. Now, do you feel like that you are walking into your purpose with what you're currently working on?
Absolutely.
You do?
Yeah.
This is
Totally.
You feel like this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
That's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. How old are you?
27.
You're 27.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Just know this is the beginning for you.
I believe it.
This is just the beginning for you. So for you to feel like you are walking into your purpose, it's everything. So you continue doing it.
Thank you.
What do you want to, when people hear the word Alive Advocacy, what do you want the lasting impression to be?
I think it would be like that somebody's mind or experience was redeemed, empowered, and released. Mm. And that's my goal. If you read my book, if you have a coaching session with me, if you're in one of my workshops or classes, that something is redeemed, you are empowered, and you are released to do and have the courage to do what you need to do. If that's going into therapy, if that's forgiving the abuser, mm-hmm. that is calling up the friend and having that hard conversation, whatever it is, setting that boundary that you should have set, right? Whatever it is, I hope that is the experience that you were inspired to, to do that. And there is some type of transformative experience that you have with me.
Love it. Okay, so walk me into the intake process for it, okay? Say I come to you, hey, mm-hmm. I heard about your service. Yeah. What is the first step?
The first step would be consultation. Like, let's sit down and mm-hmm. talk, and let's really figure out where you are and what you need, right? Because a lot of times we can be inspired by something or someone and think, okay, I need that. And it may not even be exactly what you need. So let's navigate that a little bit. Let's unpack that. What do you need? And then let's create a package of what's best for you. Mm-hmm. So if I am the service to coach you, because I'm only certified to coach, I'm getting my master's right now to be a therapist. I'm in social work, getting my master's to be a social worker. So I'll be a therapist, right, in a few years, right? To God be all the glory. But to coach you, what are you? Because coaching is initially teaching you mm-hmm. a new perspective in how to get to a desired goal. Hey, I want to finish this book. I haven't finished this book. This book has been on my nightstand, and it's been 6 months. Mm-hmm. How can how can I produce this book? So 9 times out of 10, you need community, which is accountability. You need somebody that's going to walk you through, and also who has been through that before. So that is really the first step. The first and second step, making sure that I'm doing what you need. Mm-hmm. And then let's see what you need. And then now let's go forward into that. If it's virtual, if it's in person, and where are we going to go? And, what that even looks like. Because, I can coach you, but you may need a lot more support. So I know somebody where they're like, yes, I need you as a coach, but I also need a therapist. And then I also need this. Okay, cool. Let's create what that village looks like for you, so you can accomplish the goals that you need to accomplish. My goal is just to walk beside you. Okay. That's the thing. My goal is to be the person that points out that you had the red shoes on the whole time, Dorothy, and you had what you needed to get home the whole time, right? Mm-hmm. So, it's not no magic in my fingers. It's just me helping you open your eyes to see you had the tools the whole time. Let's just teach you how to do it.
Okay. So over the course of these 4 years, how many women do you think that you have helped? If you could put a number, how many do you think you have helped? And has there ever been any women that you had to turn away?
Mm, I would say probably the least, probably 500. Because
500.
because I say this, right? Because I'm a training facilitator. I teach classes. I have people in my class, right? And then there's people who were never in my class in the last 4 years. I would say the least of that, And to answer the question, did I ever turn anyone away? I don't think I've ever turned anybody away.
Okay.
I feel like I've given you a soft trade, like to somebody. I wouldn't call it that. Maybe my perspective is more so it probably just wasn't time.
Okay.
That you may have not been ready, or I may have not been in the space to, support you or coach you the way that, it just probably wasn't time. And in that meantime of like, you probably got what you needed, or, you didn't, or who knows, but I don't know. Like, I think I perceive that a little differently. Or I'm like, hey, I think this person can help you a lot more.
Okay.
Right. I had a great foundation with, I was with a group of women at one point in time, and we were all coaches, but we all coached different things.
Okay.
So you had one on grief. Myself, I was Graves to Gardens with abuse. You had somebody was use your words. Pain, pivot your pain into purpose. Like, I mean, we all had kind of, you have
It's like
one
a school, you have math, you have science,
right?
All of them go hand in hand with each other.
Power of Five, like, you had different ones that we all had our own niches. So like, you could come to me, you could go to, Gina, and she was, good grief Gina. But it was like, okay, before the grief, you were abused. So go ahead to Kayla. And let's do it. And simultaneously, it was kind of the same thing. So I've learned to be okay with, I may not meet your need or, this, but it's a team effort. It's a lot of support.
I was going to ask you. So it sounds like it is a community.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. I always have that. I think 2 reasons. I have that perspective because I grew up in community. Like I had a village.
Yes, and you know the importance of having a village versus standing alone.
It's not gonna work.
It's not.
It's not. It doesn't. You tell me something that has been effectively and authentically successful, that has actual I don't know, that's actually good. I'm not saying something that's successful and we see as okay, hold on now. But something that is effectively good, that it did not take community. I grew up in a big home. I grew up in a sense of, okay, my mom can't do this, but I know Granny can, and okay, we can do it like this, and my sister is really good at this and stuff like that. So I had a different perspective. Okay, mom, everybody makes a cake. Okay, my mama can't make this cake, but she can make a red velvet. It was that type of thing.
Do you see? I don't need to jump.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but do you see how some of our childhood experiences all add up to how we react as adults?
Absolutely.
Like you said, Mama, you get the cake batter. Somebody go grab the eggs. Yeah. It's like, we working as a team because, like you said, it's the village.
Yeah.
So to make a perfect cake.
Exactly. A perfect cake that's actually good.
Moist.
Okay. That's good.
It's good.
Because I've made a cake by myself, and I'm going to tell you.
Girl, I put too much oil one time by myself. My mama could have kicked my...
But you see that it takes... Mom, okay, how much did you say? Okay, and what did you use for the... Okay, I'm going to go back to the store, and I'm going to FaceTime you so you can go ahead and...
Yeah.
It takes...
It takes a village. And I tried to not call on Mama when I was making that cake. I put too much oil
in
it.
Yeah. And then where does that stem from? That's also a question too. Where does that stem from? Because it ain't like I've always been perfect either. It's like I've learned to embrace it now. But why is that? Is it the fact that we want to prove that we can do it by ourselves, or is it the, no, I don't need,
I need nobody. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I learned that
Yeah.
a later age
Right.
that it is okay to need people. It is. I think it's an ego thing. What you think?
Absolutely. Well, how about ask this question? What if we were created to be in relationship with people? I don't exist without you.
I know.
I don't.
You get your blessings by blessing people.
And carrying it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the book I read, like, to be in forbearance with one another. Oh, you carry. Hold on. Let me hold this with you. Like nothing successfully is produced. It's not good for man to be alone. And that goes beyond romantics, right? Mm-hmm. It's not good for me to be alone. Mm-hmm. And it two is always better than one. It is, so and I feel like it's ego, but I also believe that some generations, these past few, I feel like we have just been harmed by family. And because of that, it distorts the original plan of relationship. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like it makes it hard. Like y'all keep talking about family and community and love and all of this stuff, but mama hurt me, daddy hurt me, and my sister and all of this. So who do I call on and stuff like that? So a lot of people have just been harmed, and it just makes it hard.
And it stems from hurt, though.
Yeah.
The reason why mama hurt you because mama was hurt. The reason why daddy was hurting you because daddy was hurt too.
Exactly.
And it all stems from hurt and anger.
Yeah.
That you can't control. That you can't seem to control.
Right.
And you don't know how to.
Exactly. And also it poses the question, why does community or family, why does that have to be blood? Mm-hmm. I've met some people that's been closer to me that ain't never shared the same DNA, the same,
My big sister is right here.
Right.
Like, it's like you said, it don't have to be blood.
Right. But you still need the community. It may not look like your community. Mm-hmm. Your village don't look like my village. And that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to sit and talk with me on the plug day. And I just want to see, what's your last message that you want to give to people? Like, what do you want them to leave with today? I know we said a lot.
Yeah, I would say my leaving message to people is to do it anyway. People are going to harm you. People are going to be upset. Things are not going to turn the way that you want it to turn. But do it anyway. Love anyway. Oh, they don't think that I'm genuine. Do it anyway. They don't think that I have good intentions. Do it anyway. They're going to be jealous, or they're going to look at me that way. They're going to talk about me. Do it anyway. Mm-hmm. We have to get to a point that maybe the goal was that the hate it was never supposed to stay there in our hearts. Forgive anyway. Love anyway. And walk with that. If you are the one that continuously is the one that is the bigger person that loves people, and you always got to do this first or whatsoever, you are a leader, and to whom much is given, much is required. And stand on that. We need the example, and we need it strong. So continue to show people how to do it anyway.
Thank you so much, Kayla. I'm Goldie, and we are out with the plug.